Koenig is a typical German Mittelstand company. We are a manufacturer of tools for the stone processing industry, and we provide installation and maintenance services for machines that are in place at our customers at stonemasons workshops. My role is being the finance director of Koenig. I'm involved also in the sourcing process for power transmission parts. One major trend is more and more stonemasons have started to work with machines. They work more automized than they used to do.
Lumileds is based all over the world, and today we are on a site in Middelburg, and we produce all the components for Lumileds, and Lumileds is more or less LED supply. With this factory we produce components for 2 out of 5 cars in the world. My job is that I manage the production department, but also the workshop and also our quality inspection area. What we saw a lot of years ago is that the product was developed and that it was there for a very long time. But in those days we see that products are evolving all the time and getting better and changing, and new questions from customers are coming faster and faster. So we also need to adapt on that. And first we built quite expensive machines and they were there for a long time. And what we see now is that series are getting shorter and that we need to be faster into the market. So with our engineering we try to build machines that are more flexible, that we can build different products with. And also with our suppliers that asks more flexibility and also more variety in the product portfolio. And they also need to grow with us, to say it in that way. And also stocks need to be limited, because we don't want to have money in stocks, and also the risk that it brings with it. So we want to have short series and deliver exactly what the customer needs.
My job is in purchasing department. I'm purchasing bill of material for projects, innovation projects, production projects, but also for facility. What we see is a lot of automatization around production lines, so you have a lot of robots nowadays. We are 24/7 operation, so they must have a fast reaction time. We cannot afford that a production machine stops for a couple of hours. And they have to offer us the best solution. We want to have a component with the right price, the right quality, and delivered on the right time.
More and more Asian manufacturers have started to go into this industry, producing tools for stone processing. Their competition is very price intensive, and this requires for us to be very cost sensitive.
Cost is always important. And one of our main cost drivers in the factory is of course the cost and the spend that we have in maintenance. That's on the one hand an important part of it. On the other hand, we have quite some unique equipment. Our factory is quite heavily utilized, so all the machines we need quite hard. And therefore also it's important that they are reliable. Due to the fact that they are quite specific, it's also important that we have supplies in time with the right quality. But our spend is quite high in maintenance, so we need to manage that efficiently. But on the other hand, reliability of the machines is very important.
Firstly, we are very keen on having a trustful partner. We want a professional supplier who is able to work effective, who uses this effectiveness to bring the service and the delivery of goods at a decent or economic price.
I think in the end, because we speak a lot about cost, but in the end the extra services is most important. Because the cost for maintenance is one thing, but if they deliver extra services and we can make our machines more reliable, that's delivering way more money than just the price of a product that they have.
Actually they have to convince us, not once, but several times, that they are the best in class. Then we are going for a long-term relationship.
For OEM it's quite important that we really build a relationship with our suppliers, because the technology is quite unique, and the further you can develop your technologies and the better you are compared to a competitor, the more you sell and the more market share you will gain. Also spend some time to get a clear understanding of the problems that we have or the challenges that we have, so that our supplier can also think with us.
We are keen on having suppliers with possibly strong availability and a broad product range, and quality is a given, is a must. And for the C-parts management, it is much better for us to get everything from one supplier, an MRO supplier who has a broad product range, and this helps us to make this sourcing process effective.
We prefer a supplier that has a broad portfolio, and that we can connect to one guy who's delivering all those kinds of services, and that he will arrange the best one in pneumatics, the best one in hydraulics, the best one in electrical devices, and so on. So that we prefer to have one, and as broad as possible, and also as close by as possible. What also where we give a lot of value on is that we have trust. And with MRO, we have a different strategy, let's say it in that way. There it's more important that we get the parts in time, that we use the latest things in the market, but there we really have the focus on cost. We look which supplier has quite a broad portfolio, so that we do not have too much suppliers, but that we have some very good specific ones which we can also use for quite a long time.
One impact is on the MRO side, where we have to source MRO parts for maintenance of customers' machines. This will increase, and in this special demand, it is important for us to have the availability at our supplier. Certain product range we can get from such a preferred supplier, quality products, and the ability of the supplier to deliver very fast. And we expect from our suppliers that they work efficiently and that they charge us a fair price that helps us to be competitive in this worldwide competition situation. We don't need the supplier to be present and to train us or to present something to us. It's more a kind of technical capability that we expect from the supplier in case we have to identify MRO products from an old machine, so we can call them, we can describe the measurement of this product, and they should be able to help us and tell us which product we need and which product they can supply to us.
So what do the MRO suppliers need to change in the future? That's quite a difficult question. I think they need to always search for the best for us, but they also are interested in the problems that we are facing, and that they really, that we feel that they are also part of our company, let's say it in that way.
We have found that the usage of electronic catalogs is much more effective than using the traditional paper-based catalog, and this can really help us to reduce the time for sourcing. We assume that the infrastructure, the environment for production will change, and there will be more connectivity between the suppliers, the manufacturers and the end customers, and it is important for us that the MRO suppliers are getting prepared to these developments.
We want to have as much as possible long-term relationships, and we don't want to change every time, because change means always how limited it will be, but it means a risk, and there we really look for value for money. What extras can the supplier bring? Does the supplier give us products for a reasonable price? Do they have products on stock so that we do not have to wait too long, or do they manage our stock? That's also possible. And there we really look to all the aspects that we have, and then we look to the cost on the bottom. That's always the main point, and then we say, oh, this supplier or that supplier, and then what I said, the long-term relationship is important. So I think we will not walk away with a supplier from a supplier if it's just a few tenths of a percentage difference in price, but if it's a consequent difference and we do not see any extra added value, then we will go to another one, of course. Yes.